Happy 35th anniversary to Predator 2. Whenever Predator first came out, I went into that movie totally blind. Never saw a trailer, TV spot, heard nothing about it. This was a film that we actually saw as an entire family. Me, my family, mom, dad, my brother, grandma, grandpa, and the aunts, the uncle, the cousins, we all went and saw it. Only thing was missing was just disguising the cats as siblings. Oh boy. Now the only information not 100% blind. I did overhear my brother and my cousin talking about it, so that's how I knew we were going to go see an alien movie. And then I saw the poster. I'm like, oh, it's Arnold. It's got another one. That movie blew me away. It was awesome. I remember when I first saw the thing, whenever it got the bullets out of its leg, whenever you see with that helmet on, I thought that was its face. And I thought, oh, it's some sort of lizard-like creature. But whenever it took its mask off at the end, I'm like, oh my goodness. And my brother actually admitted he hit his head. My cousin yelled, dude, it looks like a crab. It does. Man, we had fun with that movie. When it hit VHS, we didn't buy it. We did record it, I believe, off Showtime, because I think my mom's friend, Cynthia, she had to record it. She had Showtime, so she would like it to have it recording some stuff for us. And yeah, that's how we got it. And and then 88 goes by, 89 goes by, and then I don't remember what movie we saw, but when we saw the trailer for Predator 2, we were like, oh my god, there's making another one, and it takes place in a city this time! And, well, this time I didn't go in it blind because I started hearing people, especially my older brother's friend, talking about the film, because apparently he saw it before us. He obviously did. Okay. And he kind of spoiled a little bit. Like the things I remember him spoiling was the guys going to the arsenal, the Predator coming down through the window, and another thing is whenever it's approaching King Willie. And the guy getting split in half. That was about it. So I didn't get spoiled for everything. Now when we went and saw this, it wasn't the whole family this time. This time it was friends of the family. Me and my brother's friends in the neighborhood we lived in, and his friend from the town we used to live in after we moved. He came in for a visit. He kind of was talking during the movie. Didn't ruin it, though. Okay. Predator 2 takes place 10 years after the first film in Los Angeles. And now there's a war between the Colombians, the Jamaicans, and the police. And a Predator shows up. Well, he's checking everything out. He sees the shootout going on below. The police are shooting at the Colombians. And then Mike, the main character, shows up, played by Danny Glover. And they gotta get these two guys that are laying on the street that are moaning out in agony. He opens up the trunk, opens up this bag, gets a big gun, too small, sees the bigger gun, gets a vest on, puts on the windows, breaks his car door open, drives there, uses it as a shield so they can get him out of there. Now, the leader of this posse of the Colombians is the Scorpio, the one with the two machine guns. Oh, man. Well, they get inside, but Mike sneaks around and then sees the last four that are still outside. He goes, hey, Oz! Boom, 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 boom! He gets all four of them! And despite the fact that he's shooting them, they don't turn around until I think one of them gets killed. It's like, boom, huh? Oh, boom, huh? Oh, boom, huh? Oh! You would have figured all four of them would have, well, at least three of them would have turned around when one got shot. Oh, goodness. Well, then the movie would be over really quickly because Mike would be dead. Or at least he wouldn't be the main character then. Okay, the Colombians get into their arsenal. They start gearing up. The Scorpio sniffs the cocaine after he gets all geared up. And then he goes, the Scorpio is ready. Yeah. The Predator comes jumping down. Of course, we can't see. We just see the shattering glass. There's a big explosion at the window. They go in there. First, they do the cliche where they go in the wrong room, and then when they're heading to the right room, Scorpio comes out. He runs to the roof. Mike chases him up there. He like looks, sees the predator when it's looking at him. Mike unloads on him, but he's hitting the vest, so he's just knocking the guy back. But he goes off the roof, and he lands on what has to be the strongest picnic table in picnic table history. It not only survives the impact with him without any damage. That's one heck of a picnic table. I would use that for a shield for a war anytime. Well, Mike sees it, he aims at it, and then the predator easily escapes by doing nothing more than lowering down and getting off camera. Well, he thinks he's just losing it. And that's when they go down there, they see that the Colombians are all dead, so like somebody beat us to it. And then they look up and see the one hanging, and when they all leave, the predator takes the one that's hanging away. And that's when we meet Mike's boss. And he does that long get back to your cage because he disobeyed orders. And he's like, I'll show you. And his friend Danny like, no, stop. That's your superior. I don't care if he made you mad. You can't assault him. You get fired and you get locked up for that. Okay, that saves his job. Well, that's when they also introduced this Gary Busey. I think he's going in that room now. Let's just talk about that for now. Okay. Now we go to the police station. There is a long line of people there to file a report on what's happened to them. The air conditioner is broken. We find it's 109 degrees outside. Oh man, I would be packing it up and heading to Alaska. Okay. They meet the Lone Ranger, played by Bill Paxton. He gets his boys crushed when he comes onto the wrong woman. And, he meets Mike, they get to talking, and then he tells him that this is a whole new ball game out here. And that's when we meet the Colombian leader with his girl, played by an adult film star. His bodyguards are taken out, the Jamaicans enter, they hang him upside down, perform a ritual, and then they stab him even after he offered them money and everything, but they're like, no, that's not what we want. We want power. But after they kill him, one of them turns around, the 3 dotted lasers are on him, he turns around and tries to move away pretty dang slowly. And he gets shot, goes down, they start shooting, breaking stuff, everything, shattering Voss's windows, then they stop. And then that net comes flying out, and that one gets cut. It's like pressing against him real hard. And one of them is now shooting, and then the predator shoots that thing with those curves. It hits that skull on his hat, and it breaks it off, and it causes it to go flying upwards. And he goes down. The other 2 just start shooting their friend hanging on the wall. The predator sticks behind him, and wham, and picks one up. And instead of turning and shooting where his friend is being lifted up, that guy for some reason just starts shooting at the windows. And he's like, we don't walk right into the spear. He's like, do you see it now? And then the leader, he sees it when it becomes visible. And he goes, he lifts up his gun, ching, and then it comes at him. They go to the crime scene. We meet the annoying reporter played by Morton Downey Jr., Tim Pope, I believe his name. Dang mosquito. Ooh, got it. Blasted mosquitoes. Okay. The Lone Ranger, I'm just going to call him that for the heck of it, grabs, he goes, I'm your biggest fan. He slams him against his van, tells him to back off. They go up there, they see all the Jamaican skin, but the Colombian leader is the only one that's hanging upside down, but that's not skin. They find the girlfriend, she says a devil came in for them. And then Keys shows up, and he's like, you're walking on physical evidence. And when they see Tim show up, get that guy with the camera out of here. Give me that. And when he takes the camera away from him, it's like he just literally hands it over, but he's trying to fight. I'm like, wouldn't you be doing this? This smells like a cover-up. Well, Danny does see the thing like that in the air vent above them. He goes and meets with the Lone Ranger after he tells him to follow Keys. But whenever he looks at the video, he realizes he was just following the naked girlfriend. Well, Danny goes there. After Mike told him to wait for him, Danny just goes there anyway. He climbs up, he pries it out. only he hears Mike's voice, but it's the Predator mimicking him. He loses balance and then falls, and the Predator grabs him. At first, it just hangs on to him, but when he pulls the gun out, he's now armed, and that's when it pulls him up. You hear 2 shots, and then my brother's friends started going, okay, this is gross, and it showed blood leaking on the necklace. I'm like, that's not that gross. I thought, like, gowns or guts were going to start spewing out when he said that, but that didn't happen. Okay, now it's personal. Mike is now mad, and he sees Chase. He tells him that this guy that he's looking for is now his, and then they take that little thing that's like this to this woman who's going to analyze it, but everything is read unknown, which means this thing does not come from this world. Gee, I wonder if it's from an alien world. Okay. What happened next? Come on, I just watched that movie. Well, he goes and meets with King Willie. King Willie tells him that this thing is from the other side. He believes it's a demon. And then Mike is like, I'm out of here. He leaves, and then it stays with Willie, and that's when it jumps down. And of course, this is whenever I heard the splashing. It was this scene right here. The Predator jumps down this pole as it walks towards him, those splashes. But of course, it shortens out its stealth camouflage, so it becomes visible. King Willie grabs his staff, pulls out, revealed as a sword. He makes a stance. Then you hear this scream, and it shows his face, but when it's moving away from the camera, revealing it's a severed head. And that's when you then see the Predator scalp, clean, and hang the skull. When I was in school, my friend said when it's vacuuming the thing, it's really sucking his blood through a straw that they feed on humans. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I don't know why they thought that. Well, after that, the reporter now tells everybody on the news in graphic detail what happened to King Willie. So now the 2 big gang's leaders are dead. So, and after that, they're both out of the movie because apparently without their leaders, they just like, get the heck out of here, because obviously they knew it was a vigilante attack that scared them all off. Yeah, after that, the Jamaicans and Colombian issue is over. All it took was the death of the 2 leaders. Okay. Mike goes and pays his respect to Danny, but we see this little boy with a toy gun going, and yes, this is what I was told as well. I forgot that it almost killed a kid, because whenever the boy sees it, it shoots that, doesn't shoot it, it does the red dots, but the boy lowers the gun down, but as soon as it switches to another vision, it then notices this gun isn't real, so it switches it off, and the little boy then says probably the best line in the film, "Want some candy?" Well, and then the Predator starts mimicking it. Yeah, what do you do when you meet an alien? You offer it some candy. Man, I'm actually amazed it just grab it. Okay, then we cut to the subway train. We see all these people on there, and then they're the gangs. They bother this guy. He pulls a gun out. They pull a bigger gun out. They take the gun, but then everybody on the subway train, not everybody, a great number of them all pull guns on them. And then the Lone Ranger and the lady from the Running Man, they pull guns out. They tell everybody, cool down, sit down, and stop. And then the Predator shows up and shoots through the roof, and then everything goes black. We get the boom, boom. They're all shooting blindly. They can't hit this thing, and then it's killing the ones with the guns one by one. At first, the gang members, it gets bad. When it throws out the window, he's hanging out like this. And then when it shows up, it shows that they're attacking the pedestrians, well, the civilians, and well, it's a sweet old lady. We see his hand. He's like, ah! The Lone Ranger does the last stand. He gets in the very back, keeps shooting, but somehow he's just hitting the armor, and he's not hitting the belly or anything. He's just hitting the armor. And then when it passes that TV, he's like, shut up! Oh, and the poor pedestrian that got held up earlier, he carelessly got shot and killed in the crossfire. This is what happens when you decide to stand during the middle of a shootout, when you might want to drop to the floor and just start crawling. Well, after he uses up all his clips on his guys' lucky golf ball, so he just throws it, pulls out a machete, he picks it up from the ground, and then does a jump and gets killed. Well, the lady cop pulls the, Leona, I hope I said her name right. I'm sorry, I forgot. I apologize. And she pulls the fire alarm that stops the train. She goes out, heads back there, but she sees the Lone Ranger hanging upside down with others. That's when the Predator shows up, picks her up, and as it examines her, it goes to like infrared X-ray and sees the inside of her, realizes she's pregnant, so it lets her go. Well, Mike shows up and everyone's dead and his superior's confused what's going on, but he sees a blood trail letting you know that someone got dragged off. He follows it, he sees it takes Jerry's skull and spine. He goes, Daddy! He then chases after it. They go running through the subway tunnel. And then whenever Morton Danny Jr.'s Tim Bolt sees him, he gets the camera, and then Mike, pow! And then after and Tim is no longer in the movie. It ends with him being on the ground out cold with the camera aiming at him. Mike goes in, gets in his car, starts chasing it, looking up and everything. He falls until someone hits him. And then it shows the Predator on the side of a building raising the spear or getting struck by a bolt of lightning, energizing it and not harming it at all. I just don't know what that thing would have gone right off the side after that happened. Okay, that's when Mike meets Keys and finally finds out what's going on, and finally finds out we're dealing with an alien. Only they want to do the cliche where they want to catch it and get its technology and all that stuff, so they just want to freeze it with liquid nitrogen. They learned that it's been stopping at this slaughterhouse every few days, 3 days, I believe, or a couple of days, I can't remember, to feed. Well, he's got a taste for beef. And I'm like, well, I didn't think he was a vegetarian. Well, they go in, they were in these suits that blocks their body heat. They got liquid nitrogen guns. Some of them do have some machine guns. So, unfortunately, one of them makes a noise that catches the Predator's attention. And they got it on radar, and it's basically like reenacting the air conditioner scene, the air vent scene in Alien. It looks down and can't see them. That's when you find it can alter its vision. As soon as it goes to the white, that's when it sees their lights that are now red. So that's how it knows where they're at. And the guy, Mike, notices this. He tries to warn them, but they won't listen. He goes there, he gets a gun on one, gets him to open the door, then he goes to his car, lifts the trunk, and starts gearing up with a vest, the machine gun with the grenade launcher that I believe Arnold had in the first Predator, his little shotgun, his pistol. I would have taken just about everything in the trunk. Would have slowed me down a little bit. Okay. The Predator, however, kills Keys' men by dropping down below him because the guy is doing a terrible job telling him where it's at. Just say it's right above them, you idiot! It's like an alien. No, not that one. Just say it was below him. It kills every single one of them, and it does that cliche where you think it killed Keys, but he's still alive because he does appear later on. Well, the wall explodes, and then Mike comes in, you want me? Then it returns its vision back to the way it was. It goes, here I am. And it can't do the stealth camouflage, because whenever it killed those guys, one of them shot the liquid nitrogen at the sprinklers, and it turned the water on. We all know what water does with stealth camouflage. Okay, he ends up shooting the cannon, and well, in the first Predator, it did that, it had to unhook it to get it off. This one just grabs it and tears it off after it's malfunctioning. But it's got another one right here. They see each other. Mike fires, it gets Mike. Mike unfortunately hits behind it, which just launches it. He takes the bulletproof vest off because it's got a big red mark on it, letting you know it's burning him. It comes at him with the blades. He's running through all the beef and knocking all the carcasses left and right to slow it down. But whenever he goes, he pulls out the mini shotgun. Did I say machine gun? No. Mini shotgun. He starts blasting. This time he's hitting the flesh. And he hits that thing a number of times. It goes down. He looks at it, pokes it. I would have just, bam, if that thing had anything left, I would have just kept shooting, pull the pistol out, shot some more before I did anything, to truly confirm it. But he doesn't. He just tries to take the mask off, has to unhook that thing, takes it off, and then they do the reenactment of you are one ugly. But this time the Predator grabs him by the neck and finishes it and throws him over, grabs him, little man shotgun, breaks it, gets up, comes at him, but then Keys shows up, starts spraying it with liquid nitrogen. And then whenever it disappears from his side, he then tells Mike, this is between me and him, and then when it shows him stand in front of a lineup of beef carcasses, it grabs the, this disc, the boomerang, and then we get the slow motion as it throws it, it cuts 1, 2, 3, and then, I think it's maybe 4, and then it cuts Keys right in half. But we only see his legs fall down, so I'm assuming that his torso must have gotten snagged on a hook or something. And when you see all that blood coming down, but he screams it before it gets him. And if you watch the trailer or the TV spots, it actually does show this scene at the regular speed. Well, when it comes back, Mike goes with a ladder, goes to the roof, it chases after him. And then they have another standoff, and this time it's now breathing, getting oxygen through a mask. Like, I don't remember that in the first Predator. I don't remember it ever doing that. But he gets the spear out, it throws, it misses, he shoots it a few times, it goes to the side of the building still breathing, and I'm like, you know where you had an opponent over there that's trying to kill you? Oh, Mike gets the spear, but instead of just coming at it like this and impale it from behind, he just uses it to push against it, but he does it too hard, they both go over, and now he's leaning on the edge of the building, and the Predator's hanging on to him by his arm, and they disc the boomerang like this. He lets Joey starts activating the time bomb, and yes, this did get spoiled for me. Well, I'm just remembering now. Mike grabs the disc, cuts its arm off, canceling the explosion. It goes down, using the blade, its toenails to stop its fall. Hits that pipe, falls into the building across the alley into a bathroom. It breaks the wall, tears off the medicine cabinet door or the mirror, and I forget. It starts using all this stuff to use the material it used to start burning the wounds and sealing them back together. First it's arm, and then it's the bullet wounds. Mike's climbing down the pipe. He now has the disc, but his gun slips out. He gets mad, so he starts climbing up the pipe that it broke off. But meanwhile, this is going on. There's this old woman who comes out of her the living room, and she tells her husband that someone's in the bathroom, and it's not until it starts doing that to its arm, when it roars out, when she hears, I'm like, you didn't hear the impact when it came through the wall of the window? She puts her ear to confirm it, and she goes, it's a mighty broom to take it off, and he just breaks the door off the hinges, and then breaks the door to her apartment off the... Mike Shelley goes, don't worry, I'm a cop, and she tells, I don't think he gives a beep. He goes after it, he jumps down the elevator shaft, he gets mad, grabs the cable on the elevator and climbs down, but it goes like this, so he can only go down so far, but then the elevator starts going down, and he just lets go, catches himself at this hole on the bottom, but it looks like the light on the elevator is the only thing that's going to hit him, but he just lets go, and he's now on the spaceship. He goes inside, he yells out, and he enters, and man, this thing looks like a temple on the inside. It's really cool. It's got the mist on the bottom, and he has to stop and get himself together with taking a deep breath. Then he turns and sees the collection of skulls, and of course, I remember seeing that xenomorph, and we kept thinking that these things take place in the same universe, but that was it later. But then they finally started doing that later on. Oh, excuse me. I think that, we all know that originally they just did that as a joke. They didn't know that this was going to take off the way that it did. But anyway, Mike hears it, turns around, it shoots him with the net, with the disc, like this, but he's got the disc boomerang, and he just cuts himself free. And that's when the two engage in a disc boomerang and blade sword fight. Ching, ching, ching. He gets hit. What Mike does, drops down, goes crazy because he just lost the disc, but he sees it, picks it back up, they go more. Ting, ting, ting. But then he gets hit across the belly, he drops down. Predator takes its precious time, pops its knuckles, raises up. And then we get the coolest death in the entire franchise. Mike raises that disc boomerang king, and he's cutting it up and up and up and up, and it's going crazy. Pulls it out, it starts roaring in agony, and then it just falls down. And then that's when the other Predators show up. The Elder, they take the body, they let Mike go, and the Elder gives him the gun from was it 1715? Oh God, if I forgot, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have pitchforks and torches coming my way. Well, the spaceship's taking off, so they're reenacting the bomb blowing up. This time it's with the ship taking off. He goes running down that tunnel after he gets out, does the jump, the thing takes off, and the flames coming out. And when I first saw this, when he rose from the ash, it actually spooked me. Because I was like, what is he, a ghost now? No, he's just going with Ash. He gets up, he leaves, the other guys show up, and they get mad at him. But I'm like, he just doesn't want to hear it. And they leave, and he tells them, don't worry, you'll get another chance real soon. And yeah, that didn't happen until, well, according to Minty, Predators goes by the rule that Predator 2 never happened, because it's been confirmed that Predators is a direct sequel to Predator, so that means that those guys don't exist anymore. Okay, Predator 2, to me, is as good as the first film. It's totally underrated, and I'm one of the number of people that believe the only reason people do not like this film is simply because Arnold did not come back. I don't know why they keep complaining about that, because I've even gotten on arguments on people on Facebook with this. But no, Predator 2 is a great film. Once again, it's as good as the first. Totally underrated. It's on my top 10 favorite films of 1990. It's not my favorite film. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 movie, has that title. Of course, it's 1990. Okay. But, if you haven't seen this, I definitely recommend it. And to me, when it comes to the Predator franchise, this, to me, is just a two-hit wonder. I only like the first two. When it comes to Predators, I didn't like it. I hated The Predator. That's my worst movie of 2018. Prey, okay. I didn't hate the film. I didn't dislike it. I thought it was just okay, but I did not like the fact that they just went ahead and made it more like a repeat of Predator and Predator 2, where they were doing that cliche that they're doing now, where they just bring movies back, but they just simply decided to just combine previous films into one movie. My biggest criticism with that film is the Predator taking way too much damage, because to me that thing would have bled to death before the third act. And I still haven't seen Predator Badlands. I will, don't worry, but so I'm not going to speak negative towards it because I haven't seen it, so I can't judge it. My brother has, and he told me it was awesome. But give Predator 2 a chance. You're going to love it. It is an awesome movie, and I'm hoping you do like it as much as me. Happy 35th anniversary, and I thank everybody who made that film. And when it comes to Steven Seagal almost being the main character in that movie, I kind of am interested in seeing that version of the film, because I am curious to see Seagal taking on a Predator. Well, after watching these AI videos with Ernest taking on Jason Voorhees on Facebook, maybe one day I will get to see that version of the film. But until then, Predator 2 is awesome. 2 thumbs way up. Goodbye.